I'm going to actually start my case now, right? So, there's a reason why you do this, all right? So, of course, I have an open case against the city of Philadelphia for malicious prosecution, illegal detention, stuff like that, right? But there's a reason why you post receipts online, things like that, real names, real everything. Because you want the truth. And I'm gonna explain something to you about the truth. Plato said that, Marcus Aurelius said that the truth has never harmed anybody. It's the people that want to live under ignorance. They the ones that harm. And most people, when they have like paperwork or stuff like that, like I had a girl over here, she said, you're one of the few people that ever had a bunch of paperwork or had all your paperwork or something like that, right? Most people going to give you whatever paperwork they want you to see, right? To make them try to better themselves or better their situation, right? So it fits whatever narrative they got. They're not going to give you the full case. They're not going to give you everything step by step, the whole discovery, the whole docket sheet, the whole transcripts, the whole everything. They're not going to do that. And I'm going to do it on both of my cases. One, because in my book that I'm writing, it's in there anyway. The real names and everything. I'm using literally the original paperwork that was sent to me. And I have it on Discovery. I have it on CD. I have it on email. I have it online. So this is not something that I could fake. I have it online straight from my attorney. So, this is something that needs to be done. It needs to be done because one, whoever is out there that is fighting for their life, that is fighting for their rights. You got to understand, we're talking about your right to exist out in public, your right to exist out in the world. And we're also talking about your integrity, your character. And see, this is a very serious matter, because one of the things that I will never allow a person to do is to lie on my character and then continuously try to press down on it. It'd be one thing. Like I said, I care less about what a person thinks about me. But you're not going to continuously do this. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And then what happens is, because of how corny the situation was, I couldn't even get an attorney to defend me. Yo. I had to constantly defend myself. And I had 4 attorneys. So I had one attorney, fired him. I had another attorney, fired him. Fired her. Had another attorney, fired her, fired him, and had another attorney and fired him. So this is something that just it can't happen. And another reason why you show all your paperwork is that you want to make sure that as you're going through the process of court, that somebody else can take lead, listen to your story, and might be able to use the maneuvers in law that you used in court or whatever for their benefit, right? Wouldn't you want to do that? I did something called a Marsden hearing. I opened up a Marsden hearing in the middle of the courtroom. I did that myself. See, a lot of people don't know what that is, but I had to do that myself because my lawyer did something completely illegal. So this is something that, I want people to understand how important this type of stuff is. You have to understand it. And what you don't know is the type of narratives that was happening on my case. I had to fight a domestic violence case. Yeah, it wasn't me hitting her. Of course, she would lie about that. You saw the emails. You saw her lying. But of course, a person will lie about that and say, I beat her up or something like that, but I don't hit women. So she couldn't say that. And then I had already asked her, I wanted to fight a male in her family. See, this is what people won't understand, because these women are trifling. These women will say things like, I get my brother to beat you up. And then you find out when she makes that call that the brother like, man, I ain't fighting that bull. I ain't got no smoke for him. I know you don't. I know you don't. But see, that's what they're not going to tell you, because they want to hide that. They don't want that to come out. They don't want those type of things to come out. They don't want to make themselves seem like they suckers. And this is the sad part about our community, is that everybody is super tough until it's time to be tough. And the tough people are the ones that promote peace. And I don't do this to promote hatred. This is not a hatred towards the other party. This is a truth. This is the truth. I want the truth. This is a truth thing. And also, I'm dealing with guns, different serial numbers and stuff like that. Like, I'm dealing with property. Evidence being placed on you won't believe the level of bullshit in my case. You would not believe it. And you're always going to deal, if for a person that's out there fighting for their life, you're always going to deal with this level of bullshit when you got dirty cops, or you got dirty witnesses, or you have a witness like the witness on my case that literally was there to set me up. She was there to sabotage my life. This is a serious matter, that a person would be that disgusting of a person that she will be there to sabotage my life, yo. She literally was there to sabotage my life, yo. And I mean, for years she was already cheating on me. That's one, and that's cool. That type of stuff, that's cool. I can handle that as a man. But the fact that you purposely was there to sabotage, you wanted to hurt me as bad as possible. This is complete insanity. And to think that our society right now is feeling the effects of women like this. They're feeling the effects of women like this because there's a bunch of women out there that's doing the same thing to other men. And if you're a man that's defending themselves, if you're a man that has to defend themselves for whatever matter, I mean, I seen a lady they lied on a guy about rape. This is crazy stuff. I mean, this is how bad our society has gotten with the gender roles or the gender equality and stuff like that. This is sad stuff, yo. And I really, my heart goes out to you. My heart go out to you, yo, to stay strong and don't give in. Do not give in, yo. And for me, when I was going through this, I had to become a lawyer. Like, I don't think people can really understand. I had to defend myself. I got myself back. The judge gave me an 8-16. I got myself back into court. I did that. I did that myself. I'm not no lawyer. This is what if I would have went upstate and didn't get a chance to come back? What if I did all that time upstate? These people will give you 10 years and tell you to come back on a pill. Huh? I'll see you in 7. What? This is the type of behavior, especially Philadelphia. Oh my God. This is sad. This is why I show people this, because this is what's going to happen. They're going to affect somebody else's life, and that person is going to come out of jail and become so burnt out that he's going to harm a bunch of innocent people. I could guarantee this. I could guarantee that this will happen. And then the judges don't live in our neighborhoods. Those lawyers, the lawyers don't live in our neighborhoods. The cops don't even live in the neighborhoods. You know who lives in the neighborhoods? Other people that wouldn't even put you in the situation. They don't even know. They don't even know that that person is a ticking time bomb. They don't even know that. They don't even know that they living next to a person that's a ticking time bomb. That's one step away from really going ham. That's one step away from going crazy, yo. That is not fair. That's not fair to people, yo. For something like this. This is disgusting. This is disgusting work, yo. For a social, what's this, an experiment? This was a social experiment. There's not a detective that couldn't tell that this was just bull crap. But because if you, that's why I tell the people, get out of the streets, because if you have, I don't care if you have a name, period. I don't care what the name is. If you have a name and they don't like you, yo, they can get you, they'll try to get you out of here any way as possible, yo. They'll trick you out your spot. This is unfair. This is not fair. And I'm not talking about things being fair, because life is not fair. Life is not. And I'm okay with life not being fair. What I mean is you are harming society like this. And this is why we have this type of society. So the video I made earlier is exactly why we have this type of society. Because of people like this. Disgusting ass shit. So this is an opening for you who's fighting, who's sitting there fighting to try to clear his name. Because one of the hardest things to do, I sat in jail 5 years. That's one of the hardest things to do, especially with one of my cases being a domestic violence case. You know how hard that was? I was in the Max's jail on State Road. I was at Pick. So this is the jail I was at. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the survivability in that? People were getting stabbed every day, especially on some of the blocks I was on. This is the survivability of this type of stuff. And I've seen people have to survive this stuff. I've seen people have to survive rape cases, statutory rape cases, aggravated sexual assault rape cases, regular rape cases, or stuff like that, battery cases, battery cases on the woman Joan and all that. My case was a terroristic threat and harassment case. That was, and as corny as that sounds, this affected my life to the white meat. This affected my life. This affected me as a person. This affected me as a person because, first of all, one, I don't even like women enough to fucking harass them. I get too many women for this. I get too much pussy for this. This is not a thing that I would do. And then the fact that you said I would threaten you, woman, are you serious? You got people really. I seen a case where a bull literally kidnapped a woman in my old neighborhood. He kidnapped her on Coulter Street in my old neighborhood in Germantown. He kidnapped her and took her as a hostage and was raping her consistently as a hostage for days. This is insane work. This is the type of shit that these cops need to be focused on. Not some shit like that. Not some stuff like that, yo. And you did that for my property? You did that for my house? You did that for my bank account? What the fuck? This is bad. This is bad stuff, yo. You did that for my reputation. You did that for my reputation. That's what you did it for. You wanted to make sure that I wouldn't have no future out here. But you know what you didn't take into account? You never took into account how resilient I am. You never took into account what gangster you had in front of you. You just never understood that. You never understood what type of person you had in front of you. I ain't going out like that. I ain't built like that. I was built to fight and I was built to survive. See, that's not something that a lot of people they not willing. They like to steal and keep it pushing. No. And if you one of those people on the other end, that's built to survive, like I am, I could give you a blueprint to help you. And I could give you something that you could see, where if you see somebody that's trying to sabotage your life, because there's people that are out there trying to sabotage people's lives, yo. That the woman that I'm talking about, her father and mother couldn't even be in the same room together. They couldn't. They hated each other that much. Even at the son's wedding that I went to, I might still have pictures of the wedding. I went to the wedding. The father ended up leaving early because he could not be in the same room with the mother. This is the type of family, because the mother probably did something to the father that was just similar to this. And I'm gonna tell you something, yo. This doesn't make me happy. I don't have no social media and stuff like that. I'm not one of them type of people that like to put all his stuff out there. I'm not one of them people. But one thing I'm going to tell you is I'm not one of them people that's going to lay down either. You're not going to do that. This is something you're not going to do. I ain't laying down. So you can forget that. So if you're one of these people that have this type of uphill battle, yo, I'm going to tell you, straight. I'm going to give you exactly what happened with me. I'm going to give you the witnesses that were involved, how I had the relationship with them, the lead up to it. And then I'm going to go through each step in my discovery of what the police said. And I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened in my life. And, I hope that people can see it for what it is. Because, look, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? This is a mistake that cost me my family. This is literally a mistake that cost me my family. They left me, and this is why I said about laying down, that, for most people that go through a similar situation like this is probably going to cost you your family, yo. Can you imagine what type of person comes out of jail like that? Like y'all that's not even smart. That's not even smart, yo, because now you let a person out. What do I have to lose? What do I have to lose for real? You don't do this to a person. And that's the main point. That's the main point. This is the same point that I made about the Palestinians and stuff like that. And when I said about the Nazis, you can't treat human beings like this, period. You can't. It's gonna backfire. It's gonna backfire. And by backfire, I mean, I'm not the biggest threat. It's not me that's the threat. Because at the end of the day, I'm not doing nothing to the witnesses, or I'm not snapping. I would have been snapped already. Also, so that people can understand, yo, everything that was done to me on my case was there to break me. They were trying to break me. They gave me these two cases, and then they put me in the worst jail on State Road. They could have put me anywhere. I was chilling for real. I was at a point in my life where I was chilling. I'm older in my life. I'm not really catching wreck as like that. But what did they do? They put me in the worst jail that they could put me in so I could catch wreck. See, this is the type. And what happened? What happened? I caught wreck the first 4 or 5 days, the first 4 days, 3 days off of quarantine. This was on purpose. So this is something that people have to be mindful when you're dealing with these type of crooked cops. When you're dealing with that, yo, you got to be mindful that these people will try anything, and you have to be headstrong. You got to be tough, yo. You got to be. It's just simple as that. You don't have no choice. You really don't have no choice, yo. You gotta be tough. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you gotta be suicidal, crash dummy tough. You still gotta think, but you have to be tough, yo. And this is on purpose. It's designed this way. And I'm going to tell you, when you make it out to the other side, yo, you're going to be so much of a better person. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be, and you're not going to be even more colder. At one point in my life, I will say that at one point after this situation, I was very numb. I will say that. I was very numb. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all, yo. I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And there's some days that, because when you get to that level of pain, it is some days where it kind of wakens up a little bit in me, where I start to see that light that I did start, that started to break through. I start to see that joy starting to dim a little bit. Yeah, but you know, it's something that, you know, you're gonna have to deal with for a while until you're able to actually go through the process of what you experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know how to explain it in depth like that, because I ain't that smart. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that smart or emotionally intelligent like that. I'm not that like that. But I will tell you that this is what I experienced, and I made it. Like, I went through it. You know what I'm saying? I went through the other side, and I'm growing from it still, but I made it, and I'm hoping that this can be an opportunity for somebody else to make it, because you have something to give to this world. You have something to give to this world. Don't give up, yo. Don't give up, and don't let these people. Do not let these people break you, yo. Do not let these people break you, yo. Don't let these people make you fold, and don't let these people break you, yo. I'm not snapping. At least right now, I have it somewhat together. So I'm not snapping, but I will tell you this. I'm very strong-minded. I'm resilient. I'm stronger than most people. Somebody else wouldn't have the resources that I had to get through the situation, when I had the head strongness that I had to get through the situation, when I had the heart that I had to get through the situation, and that person would have went crazy. And I feel so bad for the innocent people that get involved in this type of stuff, because more than likely that person may not actually get to the person that actually did something to him. He might start getting to people that have nothing to do with the situation. This is the society that we live in, y'all. And this needs to stop. Straight like that, this needs to stop. This needs to stop, yo. This is stupid stuff. And if you look at the case, there's so many things in my case that will make you be like, yo, they should have threw that joint out. But it just like if you saw Young Thug's trial, when you see the boy Woody go up there, what's the first thing that he did? He said, yo, I'm a liar. I lied. And they never threw the case out. So this is the type of stuff that you deal with. These witnesses will lie. They will make up stuff. And as long as they want to try you, they will let anything illegal go in court. Anything illegal. Can you imagine if they would have found Young Thug guilty and he would have got life for his case? This is what people don't realize. They're like, Young Thug took 25 years. That might have been a good thing. They could have gave him life. They could have gave Young Thug life and then told him to come back on a pill. We'd have saw Young Thug 15 years later back on a pill. This is crazy stuff. This is not fair. This is not the way the world is supposed to work. This is not conducive for anybody. Nobody's going to be able to have, this is not going to work for nobody. And that's all I want to see, is for somebody to get out of this jam and don't let it define them. For them to make it out of the situation, and for them to move mountains for other people. Real rap, because this should not define you, yo. It wouldn't define me, but this is sad stuff. This is completely sad stuff. This is not stuff like I still can't believe it. I still cannot believe this. This happened 6 years ago. I still can't believe it. I got locked up on this case November 23rd of 2018. November 27th, the day after Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2018. I got finished with this case. I came home from this case October of 2023. 5 years in the county. This is crazy stuff. This ain't okay. Now, was it a full 5 years? No, I did a year and some change on house arrest because of COVID and all that. But this is crazy stuff. And so, like I said, man, if you're a person that don't know how to fight the system, that has they back up against the wall. Even if you don't understand the legal stuff that I'm about to say, because I'm not no paralegal either. I had no idea the stuff that I did, but I tried my best. And you'll see it even in the transcripts. I just want you to know that somebody went through it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was doing the best that I could, yo. But the one thing that I wasn't going to do is get effed with no grease. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's all they were trying to do. And I mean, and just stay strong, yo. Stay strong, yo. Don't even let nobody tell you nothing crazy, yo. Stay strong no matter what nobody tell you, yo. Because the only person I had after I lost everything was God, yo. Was God. I needed that. Man, I needed that.